Langutisa Ngula Ya Vutivi vito ra mina ni Khazamula Ngobeni. Nhlawulo wa 2024 ukwala enyongeni. Tsundzukani leswaku nhlawulo lowu a hi wa ku hlawula vurhangeri bya tiko ntsena kambe ni ku hlawula vurhangeri bya swifundzhankulu. Xifundzhankulu xa Gauteng hi xona laha n'wana a nga ta an'wa hi tsheve. Xifundzhankulu lexi hi xona xi nga rhurhela ntsindza wa Afrika-Dzonga xi tlhela xi va phuphu ya ikhonomi ya tiko hi madoroba yo fana na Pitori na Johannesburg. Kasi namuntlha hi veka tihlo eka vandla ra ANC leri nga rhangela xifundzhankulu lexi ku ringana kwalomu ka 30 wa malembe. Kasi ku hi pfuna ku langutisa mhaka leyi estudio hi na muvulavuleri wa xifundzhankulu xa Gauteng wa vandla ra ANC nkulukumba Lesigo Makhubela. Mr. Makhubela, ri perile ni ku mi amukela eka Ngula Ya Vutivi. A hi langutiseni aka minhlawulo leyi nga hundza. Vandla ra ANC ri tshamela ku ya ehansi aka minhlawulo leyi hinkwayo. I yini xi mi tshembisaka ku ma ha ta swi kota ku tlhela mi fuma xifundzhankulu lexi?
Of course, one of the key challenges is in the municipalities. Kuna the problem got the Municipal. And Mateba, the Municipal at the city of Tshwane, city of Johannesburg, city of Ekurhuleni, not the Municipal at the Vandla Gauteng. They are under a coalition. Before that, they run a EDA. For instance, Municipal wa le Tshwane, aguna legislature agulaya, aguna mati, banwale hamaskral batla the cholera, water treatment plant I am maintaining for the past 10 years that the DA has been running there. It's dirty. But if you can roll your camera and look at 10 years ago when the ANC was in charge of that municipality, everything was working. There was provision of services. One of the critics of the ANC government who used to work for 702, Ufambe Aya at Ridgeville, Ashamala Gurno, he has never seen such a clean township. It used to be clean. There was a provision of all basic services. There was financial stability, the same as Johannesburg. So the reality of the matter is that these municipalities started collapsing when the ANC was removed out of power. In the city of Tshwane, in the city of Johannesburg, and in Ekurhuleni. Ekurhuleni, as we speak, between 2016 to 2021, Ekurhuleni was one of the best-run municipalities in the country. It's not the ANC that says it. It's independent researchers. It's people who are polling, who speak to people on the streets. Because it was under the ANC. The ANC was running it, and that's why it was financially viable. It was able to deliver services. But with the advent of coalitions, that thing has stopped. There are no services. And it affects the provincial government. If you hit a pothole, you are hitting it in a municipality. You will never hit a pothole in a provincial road. In the roads that are maintained, that belong to the provincial government, which also tells you the state of governments between municipalities and the provincial government, which is run by the ANC.
Okay, but Mr. Makhubela, loko kuri vandla ra ANC a ri fambisa kahle. Hikokwalaho ka yini vaaki va teke xiboho xa ku susa vandla ra ANC aka timetro hinkwato?
Mateba a Tshwane a ku ri na the internal ANC problems. Sputla was the mayor of Tshwane, Dr. Sputla Ramkopa. Go and speak to the people of Mamelodi, Atteridgeville, Amaskral, everywhere. They were happy with the provision of services. You were also happy with the provision of those services. But the internal contradictions of the ANC, which played themselves on the media, which played themselves on the streets, contributed to undermining the confidence of the people on the ANC. That's why by Umesil, I umeswang at Tshwane, I umeswang at Johannesburg, I umeswang at Ekurhuleni, ekuba I nga koti ku ri nga rana te municipality, I ti rana kahle, a ku ri na te services, I endla ku ri vanhu va kuma mati va vona na mavoni, vanhu a va tirha, a ku ri na ti construction site all over. But the problem akuluewa ka ANC, not the problem ta hina ta le ANC, and the problem leti a ti tlangela la TV, ka the radio everywhere else, and that's why even a problem.
Yeah, mara na sweswi ngaku the problem leti am seti lulamisa.
The problem is that the ANC is a big organization, and it's being a big organization. Everything else that happens in the ANC plays itself out in the media. You know the ANC, we call it the Parliament of the People, because it belongs to South Africa. I can't say the same about other parties. If the EFF goes to a conference tomorrow, you know who will become a president. If the UDM goes to a conference tomorrow, you know who will become a president. If the DA goes to a conference tomorrow, we will have to ask the madam if the ANC goes to a conference, it is decided by branches of the ANC. And sometimes that internal party democracy tends to go etlangela ka TV, and then it shows itself as if it's disunity. Can they know it's vibrant internal democracy where every member of the ANC is allowed to stand for any position within the ANC. It's not the same with other organizations, because the ANC truly belongs to the people of South Africa. That's why Nalekaya Le Alimpopo Kamalamulela, Penny is a council of the ANC. Because Banbate no Penny Tana, it outcat everything. So that's how it works. The ANC, it's contested, there's vibrant internal democracy, sometimes, which is the problem which the ANC, that's why ANC kuna baguno renewal, because electana ngote is we're no longer a party which is in exile. We're no longer a party which is in Robben Island. Yeah. We need to now find a way how we manage these elections, internal party elections in the ANC.
Aka ebanu laba nga abati services sweswi ikokwala ka yini bafanele bamvotela next year.
Well, if there's a service people don't have in our province, these are in municipalities which have collapsed. The city of Tshwane, when we left it, mingafama mina ngutisa auditor general, mingabetana mwanate the auditor general Tsakani Maluleke. Mimbutisa guru, when the ANC left Tshwane, what was the budget looking like? We left a budget surplus of over 500 million. Where is Tshwane now? They did not submit their financials. Let's use their previous financials. They are 10 billion in the red. And Tsakani Maluleke, the auditor general, Mwanate, Ogu, but the financial statement that are falsified, meaning there might even be 20 billion in the red, right? If you go to the city of Johannesburg, potholes everywhere. Potholes everywhere. But there's a problem of water. Yes. There's a problem of provision of basic services. But go and look at the provincial government services. Every day, the Premier of Gauteng, Comrade Panyaza Lesufi, is opening a clinic, is opening a school, and not just the clinics, state-of-the-art clinics. Is opening state-of-the-art schools, is unveiling roads that have been resurfaced. The quality of our education, one of the problems that we are facing in Gauteng every January is that Banubale Kaya, Limpopo, Banubale Mpumalanga, everywhere else, they are flocking to come to Gauteng schools because we are not only providing quality education, but we are also preparing the learners in our school for the challenges of the future. That's why if you go to Gauteng schools, we've put in technology in those schools. We are the only schools in Gauteng where you can have electronic blackboards, where the learners, all of them, they get iPads, where we train them with coding, where we have turned all our schools into schools of specialization because we realize we no longer live in the olden ages. If we prepare youth for the future.
Okay, Mr. Makwebel, I langutisa in Gauteng. Ninimtisa ngopfu misola the coalition na swin'wana na swin'wanyana. Mara vanhu lava nga rhangela exifundzheni-nkulu xa Gauteng I vandla ra n'wina.
No, we are running provincial government. Provincial government works. Yeah, provincial government. If you come to me yesterday, for instance, here in Barra, not far from here, we had one of the best stories to have come out of there. We had a young kid who beat cancer through the doctors there in that particular hospital. We're beginning to turn the tide around. And that's why the provincial government is working. When you speak about the creation of jobs and unemployment, I can tell you now, we have waged a relentless battle on the demon of
Okay. Okay, anta ku mi khomanyana mi nga fambeli kule hi isa emahlweni endzhaku ka mavhengele. Hi tlhela hi amukelana kambe eka Ngula Ya Vutivi laha nhlikani wa namuntlha hi burisanaka ni muvulavuleri wa vandla ra ANC eGauteng nkulukumba Lesigo Makhuvela mayelana ni ku lulama ka vandla ra ANC ku ya eka nhlawulo wa haxawa ni ku langutisa hi laha va nga tirha hi kona eka malembe ya 30 laha nga hundza. Mr Makhuvela, a hi langutiseni vurhangeri bya nkulukumba Premier Panyaza Lesufi. Van'wani va ravazi va vona ku cinca kusukela loko a nghena exitulweni.
No, there's been a lot of work. Premier Lesufi ungene less than a year ago. Agurin Premier Makura. Second term ya Premier Makura ayirina swilo swa kufana na vo COVID. COVID it take almost 2 years of our lives. Swilo swi makupfariwa mavandla, and the focus was to make sure ku ri vanhu va hina va nga dlayi hi COVID, and he has done extremely well.
Like what?
In the first term, second term, when he was there, he had to, you know that one of the issues that we had with COVID was that we were not prepared. No one was ever prepared. But bafambe ba endla gore ba increase the wards in the hospitals, ba ensure gore banu lava ba fika ka swibedhlele swa hina na the clinic, they are able to get treatment, and we were able to defeat COVID here in Gauteng through the exemplary leadership of Makura. When he was a premier, Agurna the clean audit, he ran a very clean government. Under his stewardship, the education department was one of the best in the country. We're turning around the corner on on our hospitals. You know, we have the state-of-the-art facility, which is not there in any country in Africa, which is the Gauteng, led by the ANC government, and many other things that we've done, as well as foreign direct investment, which we have provided. Only one of the few provincial governments in the country where we are able to even raise our own revenues through our entities.
Mr Makhuvela, i yini leswi va nga swi endla leswi vaaki va nga kota ku swi vona hi ku
olova? Ake swikolo swo tala under Premier, both Premier Makura and Premier Panyaza. Kuna swikolo swo tala swo akiwile. Yendle ku ri aka swibedhlele, many clinics have been built. We introduced technology in our schools. One of the things that we did in Gauteng was to ensure that the quality of our education has surpassed almost all the provinces. We are only second to the Free State. But in terms of the quality of education, we are the best in the country as it was announced. So those are some of the things that we have done. A program called TEPO 1 million. That program ensured that the young people they are able to be given opportunities to participate in the mainstream economy. One of the key example is one young man in Tembisa who runs a proper supermarket. Through Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, we're able to partner them with Pick and Pay, and that is one of the biggest supermarkets in Tembisa.
Okay. I langutiseni xiphiqo xa vugevenga bla John. Swi tikomba onge vandla ra ANC ri le ku tikeriweni ku herisa vugevenga ka xifundzhankulu xa Gauteng. Loko mo langutisa namuntlha a Diepsloot vaaki va le ku strikeni. Mi langutisa tindhawu ta ku fana na va Eldorado Park. I khale va karhata hi makhamba. Hambi ku ri Joni kho hi koxe a ku hlayisekanga. Yes.
No, it's the reality. There's a problem of criminality. Not only affecting residents tale Gauteng, but yeah, affect na yena. And that's why one of in his first speech as Premier of Gauteng, Premier Panyaza Lesufi won, when the commitment that train 6,000 young people. So that they can come, but that station work at the communities, different wards and everything else. That the second thing is that is what technology, the camera, that is what the drone, and improve policing in all these places. But what we have realized is that Bukebengwa in Gauteng or everywhere else, you cannot only fight it through the police. You cannot only fight it through throwing money into fighting crime or through using technology. The key stakeholder is communities. If communities live side by side with criminalities, with criminals, if some communities protect people who sell drugs, if they protect people who steal and sell stolen goods, that does not help us. We need the community na yona eta efuna maphorisa itira na all these people so that we are able to fight crime. Crime ingelwisi ntsena hi maphorisa.
Okay. Yeah. Aka loko mi langutisa maphorisa lama va ngo emapanyaza.
Yeah.
Mbona onge program leyi yi nga ku humeleleni kumbe ku ve na xihoxo mhaka ku vanhu vo tala va hlamusela ku maphorisa lama a ma swi koti a ma pfumeleriwi na ku khoma vanhu and a ya pfumeleriwi ku yimisa munhu hi movha va n'wi secha.
No, one of the things is, for instance, we're getting very positive feedback. Mateba Gurguna, one of the cops that we are talking about, Mabanyaza, who was shot, preventing a car being stolen in Soshanguve. We used to have problems in our soccer games, whether rugby or whatever. When people leave their cars, banangutisa ball or banangutisa rugby, that is no longer a problem. Another issue is that their visibility, because they are everywhere, they are able to deter crime. But it's not possible for them alone to be able to defeat crime. We are getting very positive feedbacks from a lot of people, whether on Twitter, whether through letters that are written, emails that are written, social media appreciation posts. Thanks to these people, I was able to arrive safe. I got stuck on the highway. They came. They waited for me until my insurance came to rescue me, and I was able to go home. So we get those appreciation posts. But crime is still a serious problem in Gauteng. And that's why we believe that it is together with the infusion of technology, mapanyaza, maphorisa, and communities that we can defeat crime.
Inkomo. Isa emahlweni ndzaka mavhengele mi nga fambeli kule. Tlhela mi amukela nakambe eka Ngula Ya Vutivi laha madyambu ya namuntlha hi burisanaka ni muvulavuleri wa vandla ra ANC eGauteng nkulukumba Lesego Makhubele. Mr. Makhubele, a hi swi tekeni endzhaku ka nhlawulo mi kuma ehansi ka 50%. Mi ya swi endlisa ku yini?
We will not go under 50. And especially those who are in the media, who believe that we will go under 50%. And we are aware that many media houses and commentators balagta umesa South Africa from the global world, where the global world is undergoing serious economic challenges. One of the contributing factors of that global economic challenge is the COVID-19 pandemic. We are still coming out of it. Another thing that has added pressure to the economic strain, not to South Africa. You look at international news, it tells you that the economy is not doing well in other parts of the world. Another thing that has added, it is the war, the conflict in Ukraine, the war between Russia and Ukraine. It has caused untold damage to the economy. And that has really affected us. And media, they don't report these things the way they are. They want to isolate South Africa from the global world and isolate it as if it's a separated case, which is because of leadership, which is because of the ANC. That's why we are going through this. To an extent that even media and other parties want to make South Africans believe that we never went through COVID. We never had the economy on its knees. We never had situations where the global supply chain was disrupted. We never had businesses closing down because of the pandemic. And these are some of the things that we need to have a discussion about and its impact. If you look at the economy in the United States of America, one of the biggest economies, it's contracting. It's not creating the desired amount of jobs. China's economy was growing. It's contracting. And that's what the global economy is telling us.
Ai langutisen akabantshwa laba nga hava mintirho sweswi. Why va fanele va mhlawula?
One of the things that we have done, which is the greatest success of our democracy is that we have always acknowledged that we don't have the ability to prepare the future for the youth, but we have the ability to prepare the youth for the future. That's why in this country, nowhere else in our continent, Libya used to do it. Those who are deserving, who come out of matric, are guaranteed a space in universities through NFSAS, which is a government-sponsored initiative. Today, we have a huge output of people who are graduating from our universities, and most of them are beneficiaries of NFSAS. Most of them are beneficiaries of policies of government. Even those, our public schooling. Now, in our public schooling, we've made sure that all the kids have textbooks, all the kids are able to reach schools, all the kids are able to have a meal when they are at school. These are policies of government. And not government alone cannot be able to do that, to produce all these jobs. I can give you an example. In terms of unemployment, since Premier Panyaza Lesufi has taken over in Gauteng, we have created more than 40,000 jobs in the past 3 months. These are sustainable jobs. One of the breakthroughs we have done, just announced 3 weeks ago, was the partnership that we have entered into with Uber Eats. To say there are young people who have just graduated. We have an e-commerce economy, and we need them to be part of this. We spoke to Uber, and we said to Uber, we have just passed a bill that says we want to outlaw foreigners who are undocumented to transport these foods and everything. Okay. We want young people there. We are putting them there. One is that we cannot allow South Africa to descend into a state of coalition government. They don't work. If you want to see how coalition governments have caused problems, you must just go to the city of Tshwane. Look at what the DA, Action SA are doing. But the only hope of this country is the ANC. Of course, working together with communities, we can be able to change all these, confront all the challenges that we are facing in all our communities. Nakens.
Eson. Well, hileswi a hi mi khomile swona eka Ngula Ya Vutivi eka nongonoko wa siku ra namuntlha. Loko mi ri na mahungu mi nga hi tsalela hi email eka ngula@sabc.co.za, ka Facebook na Twitter hi kumeka hi Ngula Ya Vutivi. Riperile.